I know you really do not want to go over the details of whatever happened that night, but I just want to hear it just for myself because I don't talk to these crazy ass women. They all hate me, and I'm always fighting with them, and I always put them in their place and cussing them out, sending them to hell. But all their
Oh,
stories are all so mixed up.
okay.
What really happened that night?
So let me explain to you what happened. So I have a farm.
Mhm.
I had picked up a load of cattle, a bunch of calves, and I picked up Zena because her foster was surrendering her.
Mhm.
I picked up Leela, and I picked up Sparky and Pluto.
Yeah. Sparky used to be called Gork.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, weird name.
So I had one in the front seat and one in the back seat, and I had them tied up, okay, because they had phones on from being neutered.
Uh-huh.
I had one dog in the back of the truck, and I actually had both dogs in the trailer. The trailer had a dry spot because it was raining.
Uh-huh.
So, the two girls were in the trailer, the horse trailer, and the two males were in the truck. I pulled into my property about midnight.
Uh-huh.
I took the two girls out of the truck because they were already in crates.
Mhm.
I needed to move a couple of dogs around so that I could take the boys out of the cab of my truck.
Mhm.
While I was doing that, I walked a couple of dogs, and then I walked Buddy. And when I took Buddy, Buddy was in a 10 by 10 pen
Mhm.
in my feed room, which is on concrete. And
Uh-huh.
I looked there, and he hadn't gone to the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
So I decided to walk him.
Okay.
So when I walked him out the door, before I ever stepped out of the door, I knew he was going to attack me. He just acted different. It was pitch black outside because it was roughly midnight. I had a big, powerful flashlight. And anyway, the minute I stepped out of the door, he grabbed hold of my arm and just started ripping it.
Oof. He just got a hold of your arm. He didn't get a hold of you anywhere else, right?
No, he ripped up both arms,
Oof.
and he took a chunk out of my thigh.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then what I ended up doing was hiding in the ditch because we were running power to the farm. I have a 3-foot ditch coming into the farm.
Mhm.
And so I hid there. He took a chunk out of my shoulder, ripped my shirt, and then he kept coming up to me and nudging me.
What do you mean, like nudging to see if you was alive or something?
Correct. And
That's very strange.
he never got in the ditch with me, which was good, because he could have. There was more than enough space. But he just nudged me a couple of times, and then he went on. And
Could there been a chance that there was some other wild animal that you did not see?
no, the only dog, Rufus was running loose.
Mhm.
Rufus always ran loose on the farm.
Mhm.
Rufus just likes to run loose, and he was always really good, stayed where he was supposed to. I don't know if it had something to do with Rufus or the darkness and the flashlight. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that I stayed in that ditch. I got rained on. By this time, he had mauled me pretty significantly.
Yeah, and you hid in the ditch, and then he didn't do anything else except check you, which is
Correct.
very, very strange. Well, that definitely rules out the possibility of being rabies.
And so then I walked. I thought when I got enough strength to get out of the ditch, and I have no concept of time, so I don't know if it was 5 minutes or 50 minutes. I walked out to the road to see if I could find a passing car.
Mhm.
There was a passing car, but Buddy and Rufus were also in the road.
Uh-huh.
So They went off into the woods, so I walked back to the barn.
Mhm.
I closed the barn door and took a little flashlight that I had and looked for my phone, but I couldn't find it.
Mhm.
I never did find my phone until the alarm clock went off at 5 o'clock. So that's when I called 911.
Wow.
So I'm sure that I never walked back out to the truck because I had no way to open the door.
Mhm.
When I tell you I only have 3 fingers that work, I literally only have 3 fingers that work.
Yeah, I know from the one foster from the Polk County Police Club that bit your arm.
And so I was never able to do anything with the 2 dogs in the truck.
Mhm.
So I'm sure whatever went on in that truck was horrible, but there was, honest to God, nothing I could do about it.
So it was Pluto and Sparky that were in the truck, in the trailer.
Correct. They were in the truck. They were inside the cab of the truck.
Oof.
And anyway, so when I called 911, I explained to the operator that, that I was injured. He was going to have to get me an ambulance and an air vac, and I had to be air vac'd out.
Yeah, they took you up to Georgia.
And then they medevaced me to Gainesville.
Mhm.
And, so I explained to them that inside the barn is kind of like a little house, so I had dogs running around in there too. And I had a couple of them in crates. I don't remember exactly who was where or what. But anyway, they had trouble finding me because it was dark, it was noisy. They were looking in the doors with flashlights. They had no idea where the dog was because I told them that Buddy was still running loose. And anyway, when the EMT came in, she sprayed pepper spray everywhere.
Oof, that must have burned.
Well, I wasn't near the front of the door, but she got it all over her.
Yeah.
And she got it all over the dogs that were right there. And I'm sure she was trying to keep the ones that were running loose away.
Yeah. So yeah, they just assumed that any one of them was the one that attacked you.
Well, I had tried to explain that it wasn't, that the dog was outside, but they didn't want to be bitten by the little dogs. You know, you never know how somebody's going to react, or how a dog reacts under the circumstances. Because there was a lot of noise, there was a lot of bright flashing lights, and it was just crazy. And so, one EMT drugged me out. They put me on the stretcher. They put the stretcher in the ambulance, and the EMT was cutting off my shirt. The other one gave me a shot, and the next thing I heard on the radio was the dogs coming down the drive. I heard pow, and I didn't wake up again for 3 days.
Sheriff lied.
What do you mean?
That's not what it says in the police report.
What's it say?
It states that they found a dog. They found the dog that apparently mauled you, and he was acting aggressive, and that's when he put one shot in his shoulder. And then he wrote in the police report saying that he was foaming at the mouth. So like, and that's a big red flag. Like, wait a minute, why would you just outright just shoot the dog? And because you just told me if he was coming up the driveway, there was no reason for that. They should have put that in the report.
I mean, I don't understand what you're saying. I told them to shoot the dog.
Well, okay. Well, that's a different story. Yeah, officers will respect the owner's wishes if they get attacked.
Yeah, no, I told the EMT not the EMT, the 911 operator over the phone that if they saw the dog, that they needed to shoot it. And so that's the reason that they shot it.
And during this whole time, at that moment, they did not know about the two dogs that basically killed each other in the back of the truck.
At that point, I don't know what they knew. I mean, I don't know if they knew there were dogs in the truck. I have no idea.
Yeah, because I had spoken to the sergeant of the officer who shot Buddy, and he stated, and another sergeant stated, and Hamilton County Animal Control stated they knew nothing about the other dogs whatsoever. There was no report done for them.
It's possible they never saw the dogs because of where the trailer was parked, the truck and the trailer was parked.
Okay. And while you was in the hospital, what happened with the others?
I have no idea. I wasn't there.
It was just David, right?
It was David and my children.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what happened after that.
Yeah, well, the Hamilton County Animal Control basically let me know that they're very worried about him because they said that he's a bit unhinged and unpredictable.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So how much truth to that there is only comes down to, who was it? Karma, Moda, my boy Calypso, I forgot who Enos.
Enos.
Who were shot. And were they in the house? Weren't they staying in the house or in the barn?
I don't remember where they were. I honestly don't. Because there were dogs in the different pens for dogs, like several different pens. And then some were, like I said, some were running loose in the barn. And there were a couple of them that were in cages.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of them could get out of cages.
Yeah.
So I don't know who was where. I can't speak to that. Yeah. I was not. I wasn't even there.
So your daughter or son, they don't know where the bodies went, do they?
My son told me they were buried.
Oh, they were buried. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear, because me personally, Calypso was always very special to my heart, and I was always networking the hell out of him, and I was very happy that he left. And I have no problem with having someone go over and exhume his body and give him a proper cremation, including the others.
Yeah, my husband's not going to allow that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, at least they buried them. They didn't throw them in the river and shit, so that's a good thing.
No.
God. Everything's been crazy. And I'm guessing you've been watching Facebook and you've seen everything unfold with what happened at Shining Horse, right?
Yeah, I didn't understand that, but yeah, I saw it.
Oh, yeah, she's a straight-out, full-blown liar. She dumped 24 dogs to Palm Beach.
I didn't understand why she did that. I mean, at least I tried to get rid of my dogs before I had to let them go back.
Yeah, and I remember you replying back to the email about sending Harley Quinn back to her shelter, and they were happy to take her back.
Well, no, I didn't want to send her back.
Well, I know you didn't. I was trying my best to delay as much as possible until the rest you can get there, which they did in time, which is good.
I didn't want to send any of them back, but my daughter is a full-time student. My husband and my son have full-time jobs, and they can't take care of 20 dogs or even 6 dogs. Or it would have been 7 actually, but I don't know. I never wanted to send them back, but I just didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
But I
Well, so far from all the dogs that were on your property, all except for the 6 are still at Palm Beach. We're working and networking the hell out of all of them to get them all out without worrying about them being euthanized. But some of the dogs that came from Shining Horse already started getting deadlines already.
Well, Alania said that they're all being given evaluations.
Yes, I know. I just received evaluations on 15 of them, but not any of the ones that you sent back. Well, let alone they didn't give no paperwork for them either.
I don't understand why it's taken so long for those.
I don't know. I don't know either. It's like, when I was going down my list and I'm down to only two, what is it, John and Tavanga. I'm like, dang, where did John and Tavanga come from? And then I find out where John comes from, and I'm like, okay, where did Topanga come from? But where did Topanga come from?
Topanga was a stray.
She was a stray. Okay.
Yeah, she came from Madison County.
Okay. And your rescue did not get any dogs from a rescue called Trails of Hope, or whatever it's called?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, because that's another shitty rescue. They got shut down because they were stealing pledges and not taking care of the dogs. And they gave a good chunk of their dogs over to Shining Horse. And yeah, that didn't do good for them.
No, I generally only took from Palm Beach. I took the 3 from Miami. I took the 1 from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were a couple that were strays.
Yeah.
That people brought me.
Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, I think, what were their names? Ghost, Goblin, and Floyd. Those are your personal dogs, correct?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I have no picture. I don't even know what Floyd looks like. Is Floyd also Great Pyrenees or no?
No.
What breed is Floyd?
Difference to the neck.
Well, it depends because I'm still in an ongoing battle with the Polk County because they're messing up everything.
Nobody's getting my dogs without a court order.
No. Those are your personal dogs. They're registered to you. You called me because the microchip is registered to you. No one can take those dogs from you. And it's already been made clear to them that I gotta stop lying saying that y'all did take dogs that y'all gave her because y'all did not do that.
Yeah. So I don't know where some of these stories came from,
Right.
and I'm just over it.
Yeah, I know you're over. I'm hoping all this dark cloud passes and all the dogs make it out. But Bowie and Bingo, they're with a very good friend of mine and a good rescue. They're getting training. They're getting one of them's getting their heartworm treatment.
Yeah,
so they're doing very, very well. They're doing very well so far.
Got rescued because I did not want those 2 to go back to the shelter because
they would have killed them.
Did not. Yeah, I mean, Jeff couldn't take care of them. Bowie has, they just weren't getting what they needed to become adoptable.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, I know. I completely understand. I was like, my friends, they were ones that stepped up to take them both in because they already heard from Palm Beach that they were going to get put down, and they didn't need to. They're awesome dogs. They're like baby hippos.
They were just so huge that they couldn't be taken care of in a manner that they needed to be taken care of, and I'm really thrilled that someone is taking the time to spend with them.
Yes, and they have an awesome trainer who's working with them. And I've been following, even regardless of the rescues, that we rescued the dogs that came from your property. I'm still getting updates and still following up with them to ensure that they don't even dare attempt to even fail them. Mocha's doing good, Tangla's doing good, Nala's doing good, Snickerdoodle's doing good. Everyone that's a rescue, they're all doing good. Huh?
I'm a little worried about Rufus.
Why? What's wrong with Rufus?
Well, when Laura took Snickerdoodle, she asked if I had any other dogs that Snickerdoodle got along with. So I told her yes, and I sent her Rufus, because Rufus is a great dog. Mm-hmm. But then somebody told me that that he was a handful. She had him in a crate. He had never been in a crate. and that she was looking for a foster for him. And he is such a fabulous dog. He should easily be adoptable.
Yeah, well, from the last update they told me, he is doing great. He's doing absolutely fine. So I can give you that peace of mind knowing that he's doing absolutely fine. And the 6 that you did send that got sent back to Palm Beach, currently right now, none of them are really at risk of being euthanized. They're being assessed, they're being treated, and rescues already all standing by. We just need fosters, which is always an issue, but we'll find them. Not a problem.
Tiger has a foster, Diesel has a foster, and I think somebody is stepping up for Diamond.
Yes, that's a good thing. And there's a couple other ones that are slowly going to be rolling out of there.
I'm telling you that Sophie, I don't know what, I can't remember
what
her
Sophie.
name was.
We call her Sophie now.
She needs to kind of care like Bingo and Bowie are getting.
Mm-hmm. I know. I saw the notes, and I relayed it to the rescues and everything, and they're trying to get everything prepared for when she leaves. She can have time to decompress, and they can take her time with her.
Yeah, she was only at the rescue for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Before all this happened. She and Mocha were brought together.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, she's very dog aggressive. She's very food aggressive. She's very cage aggressive.
Yeah.
And I just feel really bad for her.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the rescue does not back out, which I don't think they're going to do, because I'm putting a hell of a lot of pressure on them to do something. Because I can talk shit, but they got to do some action.
Okay.
But we're making progress so far. Well, I was a little surprised that you called me. I was halfway expecting the microchip thing to actually work. But it did, so it's a good thing. Alright. Let me sort out everything else to everybody, and I'm assuming you've seen the list that I made on my profile, correct?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's been shared by everybody and their mama, because apparently I'm the only one that can keep track of all the damn dogs. Good Lord. It's a headache, but we do what we got to do to at least save them all. I can tell you this much: you're definitely not the bigger monster here. Yes, things went bad, really, really bad. Sheriff definitely didn't help, and David also. His actions didn't really make anything better, but you cooperated and you let all the dogs get off the property. So there's nothing to worry about. And I can only assume that you're just gonna close down Red Barn, right?
Well, right now I'm in the hospital. I'm not doing anything. I've been in the hospital since this happened.
Yeah.
And I'll be in the hospital for a couple more weeks.
Mhm.
So, my goal was just to get dogs in, a safe haven.
Yeah, so far, yeah, you've done what you've done. You didn't do what freaking Shining Horse did. Oh my God. Oof. That woman right there. Oh, I can't believe what she did. Especially to my Mufasa. Thank God I got him out of the shelter.
I think what I don't understand is why, all I ever asked was that like one rescue would take one dog. If one would have just taken one, it would have been so much easier for all the dogs to find a home.
Mm-hmm. No, it could have been all done, but it was most likely the doings of that. What the hell is that whack job's name is? Oh, Mina.
Oh, that woman's crazy. And
believe me, I know she's freaking crazy.
I don't know why she has so much leverage, considering the fact that she's a Canadian citizen.
She's a Canadian citizen, but she has plenty of followings of people that do pledges, and of course, she basically is like the bookie for rescues. She collects the pledges, but then she came across me and she started talking shit about me, and then I put her in her fucking place and exposed her for telling everybody not to honor their pledges for my Mufasa. So right now, she's currently put herself in self-exile until dust clears, because everybody's pissed off at her right now. And of course, she's just going off on everybody, stupid nonsense, all of her editing, all of her posts and comments. And I exposed her all for it because that's all she did. She'll have a conversation with you, and then she'll edit all her comments so she can change the whole context of the whole conversation.
I don't understand why she went after Shining Horse to begin with.
Why did she go after you?
She went after me because I called her out because she didn't honor pledges for Ralph.
Mm-hmm. I know about that. You're not the only rescuer that she's done that to.
Yeah, well, I knew that then too, but yeah, I called her out on that.
Did Sumner sent you the photos of both Horse and Ralph arriving at their adopters, right?
Yes.
Yes. Did you see how happy those boys were? Especially Ralph.
Shoot, it was amazing.
And they were all worried. They did not want to send him up north. But I said, no, y'all cannot deny the person. If he's chucking out all this money for the dog, let him take the dog. Just let him go. And look, that's what I told them.
Cute. I've never seen Ralph so happy.
Yeah, he found his human. So far from what they told me, he's living a really, really good life. And Horse, I think he's the passenger of a truck driver, so he's gonna be riding on the roads with his daddy the whole time. So he has a companion for life.
Who is riding the vehicle? All right. Well, I've got to go. My meds are kicking back in. But
okay, I'll let you go then. All right. And as everything happens, I'll text you updates and let you know how things are. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. No problem. Bye.